Good morning, Print for Pay Hotel members and anyone else who's tuning in for this next version of Better Call Art. It's Sunday morning here on the East Coast, and I wanted to talk a little bit about leasing, and in particular, I wanted to speak about the baker's dozen lease and why that can be important to help close sales. On many occasions throughout my career, I've ran we've gotten into a closing situation where you've presented the numbers for leasing and the client sits down and the client starts to do the math. And let's say you're with one of those dealerships that has a little bit higher than average normal rate factors, and of course the client gets out the calculator, starts doing the math, and figures out how much interest they're going to pay over that 60-month term. And then the client balks, basically says, I'm not paying that type of interest, and then reverts back. What would be the payment for a shorter term lease? And then they do the math on that one, and they're not happy with the math or the interest on that term lease. So at that point in time, you're stuck with the client doesn't want to do a purchase, maybe because they just don't want to part with all of those funds right now, especially if it's a larger purchase, $10,000 and up. They're not tickled to death with the interest on the 36-month, and definitely don't like the interest on a 60-month lease. So what's come in handy, what that tells me right away is the client is a numbers person, but more importantly, they want to limit the amount of interest that they want to pay. They can see the benefit of a payment, but not at the paying too much interest. And that's when I introduced the baker's dozen lease. And how the baker's dozen lease works is you present it to the customer as, okay, Mr. Customer, how about we do what's called the baker's dozen lease? And you'll get a raise of an eyebrow from the client, and you then move into the pitch of, well, Mr. Customer, what we do is we take the purchase price of the machine. For instance, let's say it's $10,000. I'm just going to make the math, make the math easy. You take the $10,000 and you divide it by 12. That's your monthly payment. However, it's a 13-month lease, thus the baker's dozen. So in essence, what you do is you make the 13th payment, and at the end of the 13th payment, you own the equipment. So you can consider that 13th payment either as an interest payment or a buyout payment. Once that client does the math and figures that out, that can be a more attractive opportunity for him to move forward with acquiring your machine. So again, in certain situations, the baker's dozen can really come in handy, and I believe it's a tool that every salesperson needs to keep in their arsenal. If you've liked what I've spoken about today, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. The more subscribers we get, the more we can grow our knowledge collectively as a group. And I'd like to thank you very, very much for your time and for another version of Better Call Art. And there's one thing that you always need to keep in the back of your mind when in sales. It is something I use every day, is the harder you work, the luckier you get. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great day.